Here are moments in history when strength hides itself in the plainest clothing, walking quietly through rooms filled with men who have no idea they are in the presence of something far greater than rank, louder than orders, older than ego. Power announces itself with noise. Mastery moves like still water. But arrogance? Arrogance remains blind until the very moment it's humbled. At the Naval Special Warfare Training Facility in Coronado, where the Pacific winds rolled salt into the open doors and the clang of metal never stopped echoing, life moved with relentless discipline. Trainees crawled, sprinted, lifted, bled, broke, and rebuilt. Everything inside the gym felt sharp: voices, movements, even the air itself. And yet, there was one man whose presence softened the room. Samuel Rourke, the janitor. Middle-aged, gray at the edges, dressed in faded boots and a uniform that carried no rank. He swept the mats with slow, steady strokes. He fixed broken hinges without being asked. He barely spoke, and when he did, it was quiet, clipped, never emotional. To most trainees, he was invisible, a ghost in work boots. But his steps were too controlled, his awareness too precise, his quietness too intentional. Still, no one questioned him. Except one man, Commander Nathan Harrow, newly assigned, proud of his medals, louder than the weights being racked behind him. Harrow lived for authority, for being acknowledged, for being feared. And the one thing that annoyed him more than defiance was indifference. One afternoon, while ordering trainees through a merciless circuit, Harrow's eyes locked onto something on Rourke's neck. A faded symbol, a tattoo, a trident wrapped in a ring of thorned rope. A mark Harrow didn't recognize, and that bothered him deeply. His steps slowed, his eyes narrowed, his pride sharpened. A quiet janitor shouldn't carry an insignia more mysterious than his commander's own. The moment Harrow saw that tattoo, the air in the room shifted. And before we go deeper into this untold chapter of Naval Special Warfare history, a quick reminder. If you love intense, true-to-life military fables, tactical legends, and stories of virtue defeating arrogance, make sure to subscribe to Military Stories. Everything that followed began with that single look. The afternoon heat sat heavily inside the gym, pressing against the trainees' skin as they pushed through Harrow's brutal regimen. Sweat dripped onto the mats in small rivers. Shoulders burned, chests heaved. Every muscle trembled on the edge of failure. And yet, Harrow paced among them with the cold detachment of a man watching insects struggle. He barked orders, corrected stances with slaps to the shoulder, and smirked at misery as though it were entertainment. But even while he walked, his attention kept drifting, again and again, to the quiet janitor cleaning near the edge of the mat. That tattoo. He couldn't get it out of his mind. Finally, he snapped. He marched toward Rourke with heavy, deliberate steps, like a man preparing for a confrontation he believed he would dominate easily. "You," Harrow barked, "janitor." The entire room slowed. Rourke looked up calmly, as if the commander were simply another item on his cleaning checklist. "Sir?" Harrow pointed at the tattoo. "Where'd you get that? Some tourist shop in Thailand? Looks like one of those knockoff Navy souvenirs." Rourke didn't react, didn't flinch, didn't justify. "I earned it." A few trainees exchanged startled glances. Harrow laughed, loud, harsh, mocking. "You earned that? Don't kid yourself." He stepped onto the mat. "Stand up." Rourke rose. No tension in his shoulders, no shift in his stance. He looked like a man standing in line at a grocery store, not facing down an angry SEAL commander. Harrow sneered at the trainees. "Everyone watching? Good. Let's talk about fakes. Let's talk about stolen valor." Several trainees shook their heads subtly, trying to warn him, sensing something wrong. But Harrow was blind with ego. "Come on, old man," he snapped. "Show us what you think you can do." He lunged. Hard, fast, full-bodied, the kind of forward attack intended to overwhelm instantly. But Samuel Rourke didn't resist. He didn't brace. He didn't fight. He simply moved. A shift so smooth, so practiced, so instinctive, that it looked like he had stepped into a different timeline where the laws of force obeyed him alone. A pivot, a redirect, a grip placed exactly where Harrow's momentum was weakest. Then, crack. A clean sound, sharp, final. Harrow's legs gave out. His breath collapsed. His body hit the mat like a falling statue. Silence followed. Deep, stunned, absolute silence. Samuel Rourke stepped back silently, eyes calm, posture unchanged. The room felt like the world had paused. A janitor had just taken down a SEAL commander in less time than it takes to blink. For a long moment, no one moved. Shock rippled through the gym like a pressure wave. Even the air seemed frozen, thick with disbelief. Commander Harrow struggled for breath, his diaphragm seized by the force of Rourke's counter. His hands clawed weakly at the mat. His face flushed red, then pale, then red again, embarrassment flooding deeper than pain. A senior chief ran forward. "Sir, don't move. Breathe slow. Let it come back." Harrow's voice cracked through a strangled gasp. "He attacked me." The senior chief swallowed. "Sir, with respect, you charged him." Whispers spread. "He dropped the commander. Did you see how fast that was? That wasn't normal. That wasn't even a fight." Harrow's eyes shimmered with humiliation, the worst kind, public, undeniable, self-inflicted. Then a voice cut through the tension like a blade. "Enough." Everyone turned. Captain Elias Ward, the base's commanding officer, a man whose authority came not from volume but presence, stepped forward. His face was stern, but his eyes held an old recognition. He looked directly at Rourke. "Samuel." Rourke straightened. "Captain Ward." Harrow blinked. "You know him?" Ward exhaled. "Everyone who's been in the teams long enough knows Samuel Rourke." A wave of confusion washed across the trainees. Ward pointed to the faded tattoo. "You men recognize that symbol?" No one answered. Ward nodded. "Of course you don't. You're not supposed to." He stepped closer to Rourke, studying the tattoo with a quiet respect. "That mark belongs to Ghost Platoon." Shock ignited across the room. Ghost Platoon. A name spoken only in rumors. A unit sealed beneath layers of classification. A close quarters group whose operations were whispered about but never confirmed. Ward continued. There were 12 men in Ghost Platoon, 12 shadows, 12 specialists who operated where radios went dead and politics got messy. They ended threats before most commands even knew threats existed. He looked at Harrow. "And your janitor here? He wasn't just a member. He trained them." A trainee's dumbfounded whisper broke the silence. "Master Chief?" Ward nodded. "Yes, Master Chief Samuel Rourke, retired, one of the most skilled close combat instructors ever to wear a uniform." Harrow looked physically ill. Ward knelt beside him. "You should thank him. If he had intended to hurt you, Nathan, you wouldn't be able to speak right now." Harrow's jaw trembled. Reality had crushed whatever pride he once held. Rourke broke the silence gently. "I don't want trouble with anyone here. I'm just doing a job." Harrow glared weakly. "You humiliated me." "No, sir," Rourke said quietly. "Your ego did that." A collective inhale swept the room. Ward stood and addressed the trainees. "Men, learn this now. Loudness is not leadership. Volume is not power. A true warrior doesn't need an audience. And arrogance?" He paused. "Arrogance will always be defeated by quiet competence." He turned to Harrow. "Nathan, authority without humility becomes tyranny, and it collapses as quickly as you fell today." Harrow said nothing. Rourke began gathering his cleaning supplies. A trainee hesitantly stepped forward. "Sir, Master Chief, why are you working here as a janitor?" Rourke paused, then answered with calm honesty. "I spent decades in noise, violence, shadows. Command asked if I wanted to teach again. I said no. So they offered something simple: quiet, steady, clean work. And peace is a rare thing for men like us." Another trainee whispered, "Could you teach us something? Anything?" Rourke shook his head softly. "You have instructors, and I'm done teaching men how to break bones. I'm learning how to breathe again." His words landed with more weight than Harrow's fall. Ward placed a hand on Rourke's shoulder. "You're always welcome here, Samuel." Rourke nodded, then walked away. No swagger, no pride, just quiet steps, the same quiet steps he had always taken. But this time, everyone watched him leave, because they understood now. Humility is the highest form of strength. Mastery is the quietest kind of power. And respect cannot be commanded, only earned. The stories spread across Coronado like wildfire. By sundown, instructors in the dive tower were whispering about it. By the next morning, Phase 2 candidates were repeating the tale between sprints. By the end of the week, even retired operators dropping in for workouts asked, "Is it true? Did the janitor drop the commander in under a second?" Trainees would point to the far corner of the gym, the place where Samuel Rourke used to stand with his mop bucket, and say, "That's where it happened. That's where arrogance lost." Commander Harrow changed. The humiliation had burned the ego out of him. He spoke less sharply, listened more, corrected without belittling, led without shouting. Trainees noticed. Some said he became the leader he should have been all along. As for Rourke, he never sought recognition. He didn't accept interviews. He didn't tell stories. He didn't teach classes. He simply finished his contract, turned in his uniform, left a short handwritten note thanking the staff, and disappeared. Some say he moved to a cabin somewhere near the Rockies. Others believe he occasionally visits SEAL gyms, appearing quietly, correcting a stance, tightening a rope, leaving before anyone realizes who he was. But one thing remained, a simple, powerful line he said before leaving the base for the last time, a line repeated by instructors to every new generation of trainees. "Control yourself first. The rest of the world follows." The legend of the quiet janitor became a lesson, a reminder, a warning, a source of pride. And the gym where it happened became sacred ground, a place where silence defeated arrogance and mastery revealed itself in a single movement. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Military Stories for more powerful tales of honor, discipline, and the warriors who shaped history in silence.